Well, the yacht, I think very few people expected us to go the Admiralty route. Once we were told, and again I issued a press statement, once we were told that as a result of Prime Minister's visit to the President, and at that level it was a decision at the highest level, I was just told about it, and we were asked to think about how would the Malaysian jurisdiction bite, how would Malaysian jurisdiction be triggered when the boat finally arrives in Malaysia. One option was AMLA, but AMLA had its disadvantages, and that's when we went the Admiralty route. The great advantage of the Admiralty route, and I'm not a shipping lawyer, but I'm a corporate commercial lawyer, and I know enough of corporate commercial matters to know that shipping law, or Admiralty law, is in many ways universal as a result of the British Navy and British shipping law. Half the world uses British shipping law and law of merchants, and the arrest mechanism. The government of Malaysia is a plaintiff. The 3 1MDB companies are plaintiffs. And the substantive issue in the proceedings is the ownership of the yacht. We, the plaintiffs, assert that we are the true beneficial owner. The yacht is held in constructive trust for us because our monies were used. Of course, if and when there is a contest by Jho Low or anybody else, they will no doubt assert that they are the owners. And the critical substantive issue before the Admiralty judge in the KL High Court is to determine ownership. And that depends on the contests and the defenses raised. And in the interim, the ship is arrested on an ex parte basis, very much like an injunction or a Mareva injunction or whatever, ex parte. The other side is entitled to apply to set it aside. And the ship can be sold pending litigation. Because again, very established feature of Admiralty law, because they understand there's a time gap between arrest and the trial, but you can sell the ship in a very transparent way and transform the asset from the ship into money. So if everything goes well, it will be done in about 3-4 months, because obviously Malaysia doesn't need a ship. No sovereign country wants to have a yacht of this luxury. So everybody's agreed that it's going to be sold in a very open, transparent way, and it'll be transformed into cash, and hopefully we'll keep it in some fixed interest earning account, and that will go to the winner of the civil suit rather than the ship. So that's essentially the yacht problem.
Jho Low, through his lawyers, have issued statements many times that the Malaysian government is actually hijacking the legal proceedings, and it's been tried by the trial of public opinions, and then he's a scapegoat and so on. Wondering what your take on it, and why do you say that it was difficult to go through money laundering laws to actually seize the Equanimity? Instead, you used the Admiralty law to do so. Why?
Well, the best reason for, well, actually there are 2 good reasons for using the Admiralty jurisdiction. It is essentially, in a loose sense, it represents conflict of laws, private conflict of laws, where there's a lot of harmony between the countries. So a lot of people understand in other countries the advantages of Admiralty, going the Admiralty way rather than AMLA. But more importantly, the Admiralty jurisdiction, when the sheriff and the judge permits the sale, and it's done very open way, the court gives good title. So obviously, and I give you a simple example, the National Land Code, if you are going to buy foreclosed land under the National Land Code, the court gives you good title. The buyer gets good title. So nobody is going to part with 200 million US to buy a yacht unless they get good title. The Admiralty sales give good title. That's probably the greatest advantage. As I said, we don't want to be stuck with the boat. We want to sell it as quickly as possible in an open, transparent manner. So there are a few advantages, but that's one of the good title. Insofar as Jho Low is concerned, I mean, my comment is, look, this is an open, transparent system. He should appoint shipping lawyers in Malaysia, and there are any number of good Admiralty lawyers, or he can appoint anybody he wants. to apply to set aside the arrest warrant, because as I said, it's ex parte. He applies to set aside with his lawyers. There's the court process. And in many ways, our Admiralty system is on trial. So if the judges, if the judiciary is concerned about its reputation, it's got to make sure that it makes the right decisions if there are applications. So in many ways, we would very much like him to appoint lawyers to challenge this, because that way we can see Malaysian shipping law, Malaysian judiciary all performing to high standards. Let's set a high benchmark. So tell him to appoint lawyers and apply to set aside.